What is a telltale sign that someone is a selfish person? Every bad thing you do to them is drama-worthy. Every bad thing they do to you are details and should be moved on from. And why can't you just do that? You're so dramatic. Ha 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 ha. Why can't you just move on and forgive me? Or the classic is when you do something that pisses them off, you stop. But when they do something similar, never 100% the same, but they don't understand the nuance. They can't understand why that would ever upset you, and it shouldn't upset you. It's not that big of a deal. I'm trauma dumping here, lol. Anyways, people don't take responsibility for their actions. It's insane the level of mental gymnastics people go through to assign blame to anything and everything but themselves, when they could literally just be accountable and say they'll try to do better. I don't get why it's so hard for some people. It's embarrassing, lol. Or if someone else has done something slightly inconsiderate or annoying, the selfish person will expect you to take their side. If you try to rationalize the other person's behavior, I guess they're going through a hard time at the moment. The selfish person will treat it as a personal betrayal on your part and refuse to accept any nuance in the situation. But then if the selfish person does something equally inconsiderate or annoying, they'll always have a ton of excuses for themselves. Conversations don't feel like conversations. They are one-sided talks about what they want, their thoughts, their life, their priorities, etc. When you are able to slip a word in, your words are used as transitions in their dialogue. No matter how you format your words, they all just add to the plot of their story. What you say and what you do are pawns in their game to be manipulated in a way that belittles your experiences, actions, opinions, and choices. I see you've met my manager. Why do I feel this way with everyone I talk to? Sometimes it's just us being outspoken or introverts more so than the other person just being selfish. Social anxiety. When every single bad thing that happens to another person gets spun around into their personal problem, I'm really upset because my friend family member is going through X. And that friend is too busy to care for my needs. Can you believe they didn't text me back immediately? My wife's family are like this. My mother-in-law is seriously ill in hospital, and somehow they've made it all about them and how hard it is to support her. I'm not denying it's difficult, and I'm happy to listen. But if you are regularly snapping at and falling out with the extremely sick lady for inconveniencing you and making you feel anxious, then you've got a problem. If they always talk about themselves. I know many people that will just not shut up about their day an entire call, then just leave when you start talking about yours. They respond how worse their situation is when you're sharing your problems with them. No try for help or listening, just trying to draw attention on their side. Ah, the complainers. I have a friend that is like that, and lately I have just been letting her talk, with dry responses such as, "Oh wow, tough luck. Yeah, you told me all of that via text." And I would talk only if she would ask me a question. Well, the hangout got silent super fast, and it seems she is no longer satisfied sharing the details of her life with me. Sometimes that is their way of trying to help. They're showing they experienced something similar, and hopefully, they use it to connect to what you're going through. I know there are plenty of one-uppers out there who are narcissistic, and use the story to turn attention to themselves. But there are also those who believe that misery loves company, so to speak, and that if I tell you about my bad time and how I got through it, it might in some way help you deal with your bad time. They gladly take any favors you do for them, but when asked if they could reciprocate once, they get defensive and/or aggressive and act like you're the selfish one for daring to expect something in return. It doesn't make you a bad person to expect reciprocation in a relationship with someone else, romantic or platonic. Relationships are give and take, and that makes them healthy. It's not entitlement to expect kindness if you give kindness. If you're the only one giving, you're being taken advantage of. If you are in a group and there is one person that is constantly interrupting the middle of what you or anyone else is saying generally to brag about themselves with a one-upper story, is generally a precursor to stop associating with them. I've met too many of them in my days, and they are more often than not happy to throw you under the bus whenever the opportunity arises. The 11 Tenerife type. You say you've been in Tenerife and they say that's cool, but they visited 11 Tenerife. My ex was insanely selfish. Her dad gave her a $20K a month allowance, plus paid for her mortgage on a penthouse in NYC while she went to Yale. He paid her car plus insurance. She had zero need for cash. All bills are paid. He also gave her a credit card with, I am assuming, no limit. Cause we bought a car on a whim once, but I saw her steal $3 from a friend who was passed out. She'd steal panties from Walmart. She had a pile of cash in her bedroom. We once needed to pay for a delivery, IDK if it was bagels or pizza, but she refused to touch the pile of cash. I had to walk to my car to get cash, and when I tipped her $10 for waiting, my ex went ballistic, calling me a bitch, a moron, and queer. Cause why would you give a random porky bitch $10 for $5 worth of food? We went to a celeb wedding. She found a way to take 4 gift baskets as opposed to the 2 we were supposed to get. Every guest got one. She also stole a $500 gift card to Victoria's Secret from the wedding. She's wicked greedy. I have to ask, how long did you stick it out here and why did you break up? I assume it's because she is clearly stark raving mad, but you also did dated her, so I don't want to assume. Lowell. We were together, with one 6-week break, for 5.5 years. We broke up because I realized she didn't respect me as a person. She'd tell me to walk in back with the help at red carpet events because I'm not red carpet hot. We stayed together because her dad loved me. I was the son he never had. I once overheard him tell her that he's a member of the fam now, don't fuck it up, Lowell. But the last straw, she destroyed a dress I made her. It took me 20 hours and a ton of effort. She had it completely recut. And she told a celeb fashion designer I made it. That hurt my business. So I was done. She married a mechanic on a pig farm in Iowa. So I lucked out.